Now, quantifiers are adjectives and adverbial phrases that give approximate or specific answers to the questions how much and how many. Have a look at the example over here. Sorry, but there isn't much left for you to do here. The word much in the sentence is a quantifier, and it tells us how much work is left to do. Now, to answer the questions how much and how many, certain qualifiers can be used with countable nouns such as chairs and apples, while others can be used with uncountable nouns such as tea and money. Have a look at the examples below. How many cousins do you have? The quantifier many in the sentence is used with a countable noun, cousins. But in the sentence, how much money did you spend? The quantifier much in the sentence is used with an uncountable noun, which is money. Also note that how much can be used when we want to know the price of something. Now, in this case, we can use how much with a countable noun, both singular and plural noun. Have a look at the example below. How much does this dress cost? Note that dress is a countable noun. Note that the quantifiers a few, a little, very few, and very little are generally used in affirmative statements, non-negatives, or questions. Let's have a look at quantifiers that are used with countable nouns, such as chairs and apples. Very few, meaning hardly any or not enough. Have a look at the example below. I've got very few friends. I need to be more outgoing. Note that friends is a countable noun. A few, meaning some or enough. Have a look at the example below. I know that I've got a few friends, but they're the best. Again, friends is a countable noun. And now let's have a look at quantifiers that are used with uncountable nouns, such as tea and money. Very little, meaning hardly any or not enough. Have a look at the example below. We have very little tea left. I doubt that it'll be enough for 6 cups of tea. Note that the word tea in the sentence is an uncountable noun. A little, meaning some or enough. Have a look at the sentence below. We have a little tea left. Shall I make you some tea then? Again, tea is an uncountable noun. And now, let's review and practice a bit. Remember that to answer the questions how much and how many, certain quantifiers can be used with countable nouns such as chairs and apples, while others can be used with uncountable nouns such as tea and money. Now have a look at the questions below and fill in the blank with the appropriate beginning of the question. Days are there in May? Time do you have left? How many days are there in May? How much time do we have left? Also remember that we use very few with countable nouns such as chairs and apples in the meaning of hardly any or not enough. And we use very little with uncountable nouns such as tea or money in the meaning of hardly any, or not enough. Now have a look at the sentences below and fill in the blanks using the appropriate quantifier. My sister has books. She doesn't like reading. My sister has very few books. She doesn't like reading. Thomas spoke English, so it was difficult to have a conversation with him. Thomas spoke very little English, so it was difficult to have a conversation with him. Also remember that we use a few with countable nouns such as chairs and apples in the meaning of some or enough, and we use a little with uncountable nouns such as tea and money in the meaning of some or enough. Now have a look at the sentences below and fill in the blanks with the appropriate quantifier. Even though there were only houses, the village looked welcoming. Even though there were only a few houses, the village looked welcoming. Thomas spoke a little English, so we managed to talk for a bit with him. Here's a short story using the quantifiers a few and a little. Listen as I read so you can see how they are used in real-life conversation. After I'm done, make sure you understand all the grammar and read aloud yourself so that you can work on your own fluency and pronunciation. Jane is so lucky. She has few problems with Spanish. Well, she's been studying for 4 hours a day for the past 3 years, so it's not like she does very little work. Yeah, but still, she has such a great result. On the other hand, I make few mistakes and people can't understand what I'm saying. It's so frustrating. Then you have to study more. Now, it's time for you to practice on your own. Read the following sentences and fill in the gaps with a few or a little. A. There is water in the kettle. B. We had snow last winter. C. There were students in the room. D. I have relatives living nearby. E. I speak Italian. And now, read the following sentences and fill in the gaps with few or little. A. Sorry, but I've been very busy lately. I have free time. B. This is a very modern city, so there are old buildings. C. Amy isn't very popular. She has friends at school. D. I have very ideas. I doubt I can help you. E. She drinks very water during the day. And now, let's check your answers. There is a little water in the kettle. We had a little snow last winter. There were a few students in the room. I have a few relatives living nearby. I speak little Italian. Sorry, but I've been very busy lately. I have little free time. This is a very modern city, so there are few old buildings. Amy isn't very popular. She has few friends at school. I have very few ideas. I doubt I can help you. She drinks very little water during the day. Thank you for watching this tutorial.